the VGIW Training Center, a place which continues to grow and evolve the talents across the VGIW network. Wrestlers of different experience are either looking to refine or grow all new skills in the ring. In today's episode, we once again venture inside the training center to see how these wrestlers continue to grow and evolve, as well as the pursuit of additional trainers to add to the mix. Currently, the main trainers include Mark, Boris Monroe, Debbie Rivera, Dennis Finch, and the Lizard King, Venom. For our first match, Keith Storm, the oldest Storm System member, who is heading to retirement, decided to help the youngest Storm System member, Bruce Cannon Stubbs, to continue to improve his skills in the hopes that one day Bruce Stubbs may one day be a main event level player. We're going to take you to that match now. Here we go. This is multi-generational talent here. We got Keith Storm, we got Bruce Stubbs. Bruce Stubbs has had some big name matches under his belt, won a Regal Rampage match, but Bruce Stubbs has never been at the top like, say, Keith Storm has, a former Terrific Texas Wrestling champion. Keith Storm has proven himself to be quite formidable, even in his older age. I'm pretty sure he won a title or two in GHK, just not the top prize. So, of course, that's going to be very interesting. That's a very good point for Bruce Cannon Stubbs to learn from. You see Bruce right now showing that youth and experience, massively helping him out here as he takes on Keith. The size difference, though, is notable. Keith towers over Bruce. Bruce is definitely one of the stronger wrestlers, pound for pound, in VGIW. VGIW, oh my god. But I think that's why Aaron is so interested in Bruce, because look at this. Aaron has done a lot of teaching of Bruce Stubbs, but keep in mind, Keith did a lot to teach Aaron. So, of course, there's going to be... Keith is what got Aaron into the business. There was obviously that rough patch where Aaron wanted nothing to do with Keith, but... Keith is the reason Aaron's even in the business to begin with. And now Keith lending a hand before retirement to Bruce Stubbs. I gotta say, it's not out of the question for Keith to have a spot here in the training center. So maybe an offer will be given to Keith. If he's not going to be in full-time competition anymore, maybe he can spend some time, a few years, training other wrestlers beyond Bruce Stubbs. You can see right now, back and forth right now. Oh, that's going to be a nasty drop. Oh, right on the outside. And right now, this is looking nasty. And that's why the Keith is really going to put Bruce through his paces here. Bruce has proven himself to be damn good in the ring, but he needs to be one step beyond. And you can see there, Bruce trying to tend to his wounded ego, and Keith is ready to make things worse there by laughing at Bruce. Now, you got to wonder if he's trying to spur Bruce on, or if he's trying to make Bruce make a mistake. That's the experience difference here. And there's Keith, throwing Bruce about. And now look at this. Inverted suplex. No, that's something else entirely. And that might have done it. One. Wait a minute. Keith stopped the pin. I guess he realized that he wasn't finished with Bruce yet. He's giving him an old school lesson. This is a proper old school lesson. This is full of beatings and everything. He's going to stretch you out, and you are forced to adapt or just, you have to sink or swim. And right now, Bruce is trying to keep his head above water against Keith Storm. Still, look at that. The skills of Bruce Stubbs is pretty damn impressive. Here we go. 1, 2. Oh, there's the kick out. And you can see that Bruce trying to think of what he's got to do here. And stomping down on the arm. Good work there. And now going for the head. Oh, that's good. That's great work there. Squeezing down on the skull. Bringing Keith back up to his feet here. Kick to the midsection. And look at that double underhook powerbomb. Bruce does that with such ease. But Keith though, right back up. Oh. Look at that again. Good grief. Bruce has amazing form in the ring. Now Bruce, look at that. He even managed to correct himself when Keith tried to get away. Oh no, look at this. It's the beginning of the end here. That gorilla press slam into a standing moonsault could be the end of the match. Is it it? 1, 2, 3. It is. Bruce Cannon Stubbs there. A hard-fought bout, but I'd have to say, did exceptionally well. You're like, yeah, Keith had some big moments, but I'd say that was largely Bruce Stubbs' match. Showed off in a major way there against Keith Storm. Got a lot of different moves in, survived some big moves. I'd have to say, Keith's test for Bruce, you know, we just saw that Bruce absolutely can hang with Keith Storm. Bruce Stubbs has a lot of potential as a future headliner with skills like that, so that was very well done, honestly. Congratulations to Bruce Stubbs on that. Obviously, wins and losses don't matter so much in the training centre. It's purely A, for pride, and obviously B, for you to see how your skills have developed and where you need to improve. And for Bruce, this is a very promising sign, proving that he could beat the elder Storm System member and now establishing himself as one of the higher up Storm System members, you know, up by Aaron's side. In this next match, we're going to take a look at a wrestling veteran, Masashi Watanabe. Masashi Watanabe has been working closely with Dan Decker. Dan, who has been trying his hardest to revitalize his career, has gone back to his heyday in Kitsune Kingdom. By facing his Kitsune Kingdom opponents, he hopes to once again get back to his peak. Here we go! Dan Decker, Masashi Watanabe, they have been training for ages side by side. Dan Decker back in the day in Kitsune Kingdom in Terrific Texas Wrestling, he was seen as a natural. That's why he was called the Natural. Of course, as time went on, he would start to shave his head, he would shave his facial hair as he would become the man, trying to give himself a new lease on life, but in actuality, it seemed to mark a downtrend in his career. Dan Decker has been trying to figure out what he did wrong to slip up as tremendously as he did, as he was a wrestler with quite a solid reputation back in the day, winning titles all over the place in Terrific Texas Wrestling, in Kitsune Kingdom. You know, he has several titles on his robe. Now he started bouncing back now under, you know, working side by side with Masashi Watanabe, someone who was at a similar level to Dan Decker, but has had a much easier time keeping that level of competitiveness as he's been the Canadian Destroyer Promotion men's Canadian champion. So Dan Decker reconnecting with an old opponent, an old colleague, has been reaching back to his roots, to what made him the Natural in the first place. And Dan stepping back into that gimmick, growing his hair back out, growing his facial hair back out. It's actually worked remarkably well, in my opinion. He's now looking, I'd say, better than ever. But he's going to have to keep at it, of course. Things are only continuing to get more and more competitive. Keep in mind that for Dan Decker, the likes of Hank were just a small afterthought back then. But now Hank, one of the top wrestlers in the company, not to mention all the other wrestlers that Dan knew when they started their careers. So he's got to make sure that he is ready to be one of the best of the best. Holy cow! Into the barricade! From the top rope. I didn't think Masashi Watanabe was actually going to do it. Oh, but Dan able to brush it off. Masashi Watanabe is a very good wrestler to be training alongside, because Masashi Watanabe has been the top wrestler in the likes of Kitsune Kingdom, in Canadian Destroyer Promotions. Masashi Watanabe knows what it takes to take on many different opponents. He has faced many great wrestlers. He's been facing the likes of the rising stars in Canadian Destroyer promotions like Gabriel Walker, Caleb Adler, and of course in Kitsune Kingdom, he faced many great wrestlers like Sanami Frank, Katsuyori Machida, Aku Suzuki, and Don Lee. Masashi Watanabe's great technical offense, his great all-round ability has made him just significantly difficult to beat in the ring, and why he's been a top wrestler all this time. Dan Decker needs to do what he can here, though they do have to be careful. They aren't running under Kitsune Kingdom rules. It is a 10-second count out. Oh, look at this. Oh, count of 8. Masashi's getting back into the ring. Dan Decker rushing back in. There we go. And they're grappling once again. You got two wrestlers who, like I said, at one point in time were some of the top wrestlers in Kitsune Kingdom. And now Dan Decker looking to reattain those heights. It's going to be so difficult nowadays to, because it's such a crowded world title scene with so many top tier wrestlers. You got the likes of The Reaper, Hardcore Hank, oh my goodness, Wade Danielson. You got rising stars like Keller. You got Platinum Pete. So many different wrestlers. Sorry, I can't even begin to name them all. It's something that Dan is going to have to really, maybe even go above and beyond his previous peak. Oh goodness, right into the referee there. And a nice takedown there by Masashi Watanabe. So Dan needs to continue to push himself. And Masashi Watanabe more than happy to do that. Look at this. Going for a suplex. Dan Decker with the suplex. Great work there. And now, look at this. Going for the arm. And, oh, wait a minute. Look at this. Oh, right on the face. That is nasty to take. And now a series of punches to the side of the head. Things are not looking good for Masashi Watanabe, but the referee calls for the rope break. And now, going for the leg, and bringing down the pain. Dan Decker, his finisher is the ankle lock. And so that's why he would go for the leg, because he knows that if he wears you down, by the time he gets that ankle locked in, it might be a guaranteed tap out. And against a wrestler on the level of Masashi Watanabe, he needs to be able to pull that off. Here we go. Oh my god, look at the way that Masashi Watanabe, even when you seem to have grabbed him, he works through your defenses to just work away at you. This is the thing that makes Masashi so dangerous. He's so incredibly intelligent and adaptable. We only see a few wrestlers like that. I think of the likes of Ace Tank Bakke in VGIW. When it comes to wrestlers who have that level of adaptability, able to just, take their style and evolve it depending on the scenario. And that's what makes Masashi so damn tough to deal with, because no matter where you are, he's going to find a way around you. And look at this though, Dan Decker working that leg again. Using the ropes to his advantage. Oh, and he's psyching himself up. Now, if Dan Decker can remain in control here, he could absolutely put Masashi Watanabe away. Another crisp suplex right there. Now dragging Masashi away from the ropes. Might be going for a pin here. He is. Here we go. 1, 2. Oh, but there's the kick out. There you see Dan Decker arguing with the referee, but the referee is steadfast in his decision. Here we go, Irish whip into the corner and rushing over. Nice clip there. And that might be the beginning of the end as Masashi Watanabe is closing in. 1, 2. Oh, and there's the kick out. Dan Decker holding on for dear life in this match. You can see Masashi psyching himself up. Oh, Oh, look at that. Great work right there. Masashi Watanabe is a natural in the ring, but so is Dan Decker. Oh, back and forth right here. And no, catching Dan. Dan is, you can tell Dan has improved quite a bit since that slump he was in, but has he improved enough to truly be at that peak yet? Oh, look at this. Oh! Despite everything Masashi Watanabe has been doing, it's clear that Dan Decker is not even close to out yet. And now look at this. Oh! Great work there by Masashi. And now look at this. The problem for Dan is he's enduring a lot, but of course he's going to need to start really countering a lot of this offense, because right now Masashi Watanabe is going absolutely pedal to the metal with Dan Decker. Bringing Dan back to his feet once again. Grabbing him by the hair, taking him to the corner. Could this be the beginning of the end? Oh, what a chest chop. Go for the arm now. He is working Dan Decker over. Again, another chest chop. And now Dan falling. And what's Masashi thinking? Is he waiting for Dan Decker to rise to his feet? Dan Decker is exhausted, clearly pushing himself here. Sometimes you have to. If you're not in the best shape of your career, you've got to push yourself in ways that you hadn't done in a long time. And this is clearly, Dan is really working himself to the bone here to get to that peak performance he used to have. The one that won him top prizes across the globe. There's the kick out. Dan's got many years left in his career. He has still got lots of time left, so he does not want to spend it slumming around at the bottom of the card. Oh, look at this. Snapmare. Oh, I know what Masashi's looking for here. Watch this. Masashi Watanabe. So genuinely gifted in the ring. But, again, these two have had classic matches in the past in Kitsune Kingdom. That's why Dan Decker has Masashi Watanabe helping him get back to that point. It reminds me of the Kitsune Kingdom friendly rivalry that the Iron Saint and Blue Thunder used to have back in the day, where both of those wrestlers would occasionally fight each other to ensure that they were still at the top of their game. Masashi Watanabe bringing Dan Decker back to his feet. Go for a Northern Light suplex. Sometimes you need a wrestler, a friend, to absolutely, run you ragged to keep you at the top of your game. That's part of the reason why the training center is the way that it is. It runs on that same methodology where the trainers are going to push you to your limits. Because if you win, then that's a genuine achievement of your ability, showing that you are ready for competition. If you lose, then it's not like it's the end of the world, but it gives you a good look into what you need to improve on. It's why we have trainers with various different skill sets and backgrounds, because it allows the wrestlers to be able to hone their skills against a wide variety of opponents. Nice work there by Dan Decker, still doing everything he can to try and take out Masashi Watanabe. But is it enough? I don't think it is. Look at this. Oh, a small package. Dan Decker did not see that coming. And, barely kicking out. You can tell Dan Decker struggling here. He's been doing quite well, but Masashi Watanabe, I feel, has always stayed one step ahead in this match. Masashi Watanabe, if he wants Dan Decker to reach that peak again, he's not going to hold back. He's not going to give Dan Decker a win just so Dan Decker feels good about himself, because that would be only short-lived gratification, because he would then get into the ring against someone like the Crusher, get absolutely demolished, and then wonder why these training sessions didn't amount to anything. Oh, look at that. Perfectly caught there I'm thinking Dan Decker might be running out of steam here. And they're taking over the ropes. And brought back into the ring. Nice catch there. And now up and down. Wonderful rib breaker. And now, again, whittling down Dan Decker. Look at this. Oh, man. Dan Decker put on a spirited performance, but I think this might be the end here. Look at this, going for the leg. Oh! Rolling up. And driving down. And look at that bridging pin there. 2, 3, and the Sashi Watanabe. Look at that, he's exhausted. Dan Decker gave a hell of a performance there. Fought like his life depended on it, because his career depends on it. His prospects depend on it. But in the end, Masashi Watanabe, who has consistently remained a top-level performer, managing to eke out that win. But that gives Dan Decker some room, some ideas on how to improve. It's a bitter pill to swallow for Dan Decker, but that is sorely needed, and I imagine very much appreciated, because he can come back, and when they next fight again, Dan Decker will have greatly improved from this point. I can't wait to see the time these two clash again. These matches may not matter in wins and losses, but we still get some great performances here sometimes from these wrestlers looking to be at the top of their game. In our final match tonight, we take a look at the women, where the women's trainer, Debbie Rivera, a great striker in her own right, takes on someone who specialises solely in that. From Canadian Destroyer Promotions to VGIW, Jade Stone wants to become the next Women's World Champion in VGIW. I'm going to take you to that match now. Debbie Rivera is a great jack of all trades, has some striking ability, but of course Jade Stone, a specialist in striking, one of the more powerful wrestlers that I've seen enter the women's roster. A younger wrestler, got a lot of potential to go far here in VGIW, been signed from Canadian Destroyer Promotions and looking to become the next Women's World Champion. And look at this, the power of Jade Stone, testing her might here against Debbie Rivera. Oh my god! I need you to understand how surprising this is right now. Debbie Rivera has proven to be exceptional in her own right in the past, oftentimes possessing skill that would make her quite an asset in the main roster. But of course, Debbie Rivera focuses her time on training the women's roster to get to that next level. That's why she was picked, because she is so talented. So to see Jade Stone demolishing her like this is truly incredible. And Jade Stone now looking to try and end this one early here. What? Oh, not even a 1 count. That was like 0.9. Here we go, though. Big strike there. Great work by Jade Stone. Absolutely doing what she can to lay out Debbie Rivera. But Debbie, look at this. Debbie Rivera has a lot of different skills outside of just striking. She's an amazing all-round wrestler who is going to show Jade all the different tricks in her arsenal to put Jade through her paces. And you can see right now that this match, oh, look at this though, Jade Stone might be overwhelming to Debbie Rivera here. Going up to the top rope now. Jade Stone looking to put away Debbie Rivera. Here we go. Oh, what a strike there to the face. And Debbie is out of it. Brought back to her feet again. Big clubbing strike. And now taking her into the ropes. Jade Stone. Oh, look at that. Look at this. Again, I've never seen someone deal with Debbie Rivera with this level of authority. Jade Stone might already be establishing herself as one of the top wrestlers here in VGIW with the skill she's displaying here. But Debbie Rivera still not going to make that easy. Oh, now look at this. Oh, throwing Jade Stone around. Good work there by Debbie Rivera. It started off a bit rocky for her, but she's going to prove to Jade Stone why she is in the position she's at, why she's trusted to train the VGIW women's roster. Oh, right across the face there. And now bringing Jade Stone back up to her feet. But Jade, look at those, blocking those blows. That was smart by Debbie. But still, Jade, unrelenting. Taking her into the ropes here. What's the plan from Jade Stone? Oh, look at that again. Using those ropes to keep Jade, keeping Debbie pinned down. And you can see that Debbie is struggling. Jade's offense may have been simple, but it is damn well effective. Well, look at this. Go for a discus punch. Oh. And again, now look at this. Going for a crossface here. And now the referee going to have to keep an eye in case Debbie taps out here. It's not looking good for Debbie Rivera, that's for sure. It's looking very, very promising, though, for Jade Stone, who has been doing exceptionally well here. Oh, here we go now. Back on her feet. Look at those nice blows there. Into the corner. Debbie Rivera putting Jade Stone up on the top rope. This is going to be a hell of a fall. Oh! And Debbie Rivera, her feet never even left the ground. Now, here we go. Pinfall. 2. Oh, but it's not enough to put Jade Stone away. And you can see Debbie Rivera thinking, oh my God, what is it going to take to put Jade Stone away? Oh, that's a nice blow. And boom with that release suplex. Release belly to belly. And Jade Stone writhing right there from that landing. Debbie Rivera high flying. Oh, that senton is a crash and burn. And Jade Stone, it seems, was playing possum when she was writhing in pain because she is absolutely fine right now. Good Lord. The only wrestler that I can think of that performs like this is like Hardcore Hank in the men's division. This shrugging off of pain whilst absolutely demolishing and decimating your opponent like they're nothing. That's something I rarely see. And the closest equivalent that I can think of to Jade Stone would be Hardcore Hank in that mannerism. Striking ability, I'd maybe equate more closely to someone like Daniel Hagen, but point is, oh, this is a dangerous combination here Jade Stone has. Oh, there you see Debbie Rivera with that falling drop kick, doing what she can to try and stay in control right now, but you can see that it is proving difficult. There's the snapmare, and oh, good work there. Not going for the arm. And stomping on the hand. That is agonizing to be put through, but Jade Stone is enduring it like it's nothing. Look at that. Psyching herself up, does not even care. And now bringing the fists down, right and left across the face of Debbie Rivera. In on the arm now. And look at this. Oh, here we go. Bringing Debbie Rivera back up. Irish whip over the ropes right there. And now, on the outside, this could get nasty. Oh, what a takedown. And those palm strikes getting through the defenses of Debbie Rivera. Debbie has been largely helpless in this match. Not what we typically expect in a Debbie Rivera match. Like I said, Debbie Rivera is such a great all-rounder that normally she can actually be quite a menace to the people she's training. But right here, we're watching Jade Stone absolutely, oh my God, well, we were watching Jade Stone absolutely overwhelm Debbie Rivera. Look at that. Into the ring post, and you can see that Jade is getting right back up. And look at that. Debbie Rivera a little shaken. Jade Stone acting like it's nothing. She just got face first into that solid steel ring post. Now doing the same thing to Debbie Rivera. You see Debbie, though, shaking it off as well. Trying to prove that she is just as tough as Jade here. This is one hell of a bout. Now they've got to be careful of the ref's count out, of course. Look at that, nice strike right there. Oh man. Again, they've got to be careful if they get, there is a risk of a count out here. Obviously wins and losses don't matter in the training center, but still. Oh, if you lose that like count out, then still that's not going to feel too good. And that goes a lot to say about what's going to happen when you're in a match that matters. You don't want to be fighting for the women's world title and get counted out. Count of 7, and Jade Stone is back in the ring. Debbie Rivera making her way back in now. Back in at the count of 8. And now Jade Stone with those beatdowns. Debbie Rivera tumbling into the corner, trying to stay on her feet, but those elbow strikes knock her down. But Debbie's back up. Debbie's not giving up. Debbie tries knocking Jade down, but Jade holding firm. Like a tree firmly rooted in the ground. But that was great work there by Debbie Rivera with that head scissors takedown. And now Debbie Rivera pulling Jade Stone away from the ropes. What's she thinking here? Oh, here we go, going for a pin now. Only a 1 count. Everything Debbie Rivera's done has only amounted to a 1 count. Oh, look at that. Great work. Oh, nice dodge there by Debbie Rivera. But look at this. Oh. Again, a reversal. These two are in hot competition right now. Very close, back and forth. Oh no, wait a minute. I think that it's near the end for Debbie Rivera. Oh, look at this. Up in the air. Right into that accordion lock. And look at that. Debbie Rivera nearly being bent in half. And there's the tap out. The match is over. Jade Stone winning in impressive fashion. We definitely need to get some more women's trainers in the training center because Jade Stone clearly needs new competition if she's going to continue to improve to a world title level. That's if she needs any improvement at all. I want to thank you for watching this episode of the VGIW Training Center. These recordings are taken over the time of the training center as we pick the best recordings from these sessions. We thank you so much for enjoying and watching, and we hope you enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to leave a like on this video. Comment down below what your favourite match of the episode was. Share this video around to get more eyes on the channel. It really does help us out a lot. And subscribe and hit that notification bell to be notified of future videos on the channel. We hope to see you next time. I don't have a good outro for this.